up? We back. BLACA. Shout out to the gangbangers, drug dealers, and everybody in between, ninjas. Shout out to all the ninjas. Gentlemen, today's episode is for the boys. Shout out to the ladies. Ladies, let us know what you think in the comment section. If you're in here, put a 1 in the chat, and shout out to everybody that watches on the playback, ninja.
Hello.
All right, man. So the conversation today is masculinity. Being a man. A man's man. A man's man. Yeah. So a representation of masculinity. Man, where do I start, man? Let me pull up the footage. First things first, we're going to go to Instagram. And you guys are going to hear me stop the video, because if I don't stop the video, guess what's going to happen, guys? If I don't stop the video, they're going to turn around and demonetize the whole show. Okay? So I will stop the video. Shout out to DJ Academics for the footage. He did, I guess, a compilation of the clips. We're not going to use the Breakfast Club because they're going to turn around and iHeartMedia me. Let me see. Where we at? Hold on. 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. We'll go to DJ Academics, and then we'll do a deeper dive, I guess, with iHeartRadio. Shout out to iHeartRadio. We're reacting to this, okay? Relax. All right, here we go. First things first. Hold up.
The game I have with you is you're a businessman and an entrepreneur.
I don't care what your problem.
Patty, so just
so we'll start there, right? So Dame said I could punch you in your face and you won't do shit. Shout out to Charlamagne for showing the restraint he needed to show, because, you know, Dame was trying to trick him out of position right there. Shout out to Charlamagne. Yeah, gentlemen, like I said, when it comes to masculinity, it's not cool. Like, yeah, you know, not everybody, but I mean, we all have fists. Some people know how to use them, some don't. And I'm not speaking from a high horse. Okay, I'm not speaking from a high horse, but I will say, gentlemen, always remember there's a threat level of violence when you're around other men. It don't matter if the person is gay, straight, whatever the case may have you. Be careful what you say, because you might meet somebody on that day that'll make you eat them words. I've been there before, ninja. I've been there before. I'm trying to tell y'all. Dame, shout out to Dame. Shout out to Joshua. Joshua said Dame was correct. Shout out to Joshua. Joshua said Dame was correct. 100% correct. Shout out to nothing. We can disagree to agree, because the reason why I feel like Dame is not correct is, at the end of the day, you say all the stuff you say about this platform, but you still came to the platform. That's some nut shit. That makes no sense. Why would you come to the platform and be mad when you wanted to come to the platform? Just like they wanted to invite you. So at the same time, shout out to Breakfast Club. Y'all wanted that energy. Now, what I will say though, when it comes to the whole masculinity thing, because this is a deep topic, Charlamagne Tha God, I don't call Charlamagne Tha God, by the way. I call Charlamagne the Jizzle. I call him the Jizzle because I call no man a God, except for the Most High. Shout out to the Most High. What I will say, Charlamagne is not the pillar for masculinity, or at least my personal pillar for masculinity. So I don't want Charlamagne to be my representation when it comes to what's masculinity. But I've told y'all, a lot of people that I looked up to when I was a youngin', they kind of disappointed me. And the reason why they disappointed me is because, you know, I put them on a pedestal, and then I've seen them do things that I wouldn't per se agree with. Like back in the day, I used to like Kanye. Like, I still like Kanye, but I don't like Kanye as much now. It could be because I'm older and I have a better understanding of the world, or it could be how he acts. He acts very outlandish. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to Joshua. Joshua said that is irrelevant. Charlamagne is not a masculine man. He says Charlamagne is not a masculine man, and that is correct. Shout out to my bad, y'all. I'm gonna make it bigger. I ain't got my glasses on. I'm sorry. Shout out to Melzario. He said so tired of Dame, and that's what I need y'all to understand, bro. Like, Dame, well, I said this in the comments. I said two things can be true. So Dame had some truth to what he said, but I feel like his approach is wrong, because like I said, if that's the example of masculinity, so as a man, if I come through screaming at people, does that make me more of a man? And that's why I look at y'all like, bro, what are we talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about? You can't go screaming at people just because you don't like what they say or you disagree with them. That doesn't make sense. That's not masculine. That's feminine. That is feminine. And I don't want to put the women on blast. Shout out to the ladies. But when women get mad, they supposed to scream. As a man, if you get mad and you scream, ninjas gonna look at you like you tripping. And, you know, I speak from my own personal perspective. I'm 6'1", I'm 260 pounds, big dude. I'm not that big though. There's people who are bigger than me. But I say that to say, if I go outside, and this is the standard I always hold myself to in my head because I've been told before, you feel me? If I go outside and I start screaming because I don't like what somebody said to me, people are going to look at me like they need to put me away. Does that make me more masculine as a man? That's my whole thing. So with Dame can't get mad if people put the same energy out towards him. So when Dame turn around and say something that people don't like, hold on, my bad, y'all. Let me X something out. When Dame turn around and say something that people don't like, it's all good. But at the same time, when people say something that he doesn't like, you can't turn around and turn up and get mad and then want to leave because you don't like what somebody said. But they're sitting there with you while you're saying stuff that they don't like. That's just my personal interpretation. But I'm going to let them speak. Like I said, guys, if I stop it a lot, it's because YouTube will turn around and YouTube will demonetize it. Shout out to Joshua. Joshua said, okay, but what black folk always do is find one thing that they don't agree with and throw the whole argument out the window. Let's focus on the fact that Charlamagne is not masculine. Facts. Hey, facts. You right, though. You right. Now, Charlamagne is not necessarily, I wouldn't say he is somebody I would look up to as a masculine pillar in the black community. And that's cool. He's not per se masculine. But at the same time, what I do feel like with Dame is how do you say this? Dame is I don't know how to say it properly, but basically what he's doing is he's being disingenuous. So Dame knows that Charlamagne is playing a game where he's catering to an audience. So regardless of how you feel about him personally, you know that he's catering to an audience because you've done it before yourself. So whether or not you do that or don't do that, shout out to Joshua. Joshua said, I'm still doing it. Hey, man, we're going to let him say what he say. Shout out to Joshua. Like I said, gentlemen, we have to remember, when it comes to this radio shit, music shit, you're catering to an audience. So I always say, look at Uzi, look at Playboy Carti. I use them ninjas as examples almost every other day on my show. We got Playboy Carti sucking on a lollipop. We got, what's the other ninja? We got Uzi doing the Vogue shit. Shout out to Joshua. Joshua said that don't matter. He ordered a chocolate cake shaped like a booty. Now, see, this the thing. I don't really be watching Charlamagne like that. Yeah. I don't watch Charlamagne like that, but shout out to you for telling us that information. We'll keep that in mind. We gonna let it play. Hold on. Let me find Instagram. And also, everybody, another thing too, don't put everything in caps, because if you put everything in caps, I don't know how YouTube reacts to it. And shout out to Joshua. Joshua says Charlamagne is either gay or sold out. Now, two things can be true at the same time. What does that have to do with the next man? That's where I'm always confused. So me, I'm not worried about whether or not another man is gay. And that's where I'm saying, where it comes to masculinity, why are you worried about what another man does? I don't give a damn what none of these ninjas do. But that's just me though. That's just me. We're having a discourse. It's going to be a heated conversation. And I understand where everybody coming from, where, hey, don't push that to the youth. You know, black people are forced to be sexually androgynous. You know, we're bombarded with those messages. I get it. Let's let them speak. Here, Joshua said it don't matter if he's gay, he should basically come out and say it. That's facts too. I just feel like personally it's not our business. Now, I ain't know about the chocolate shaped booty and all that. And we're going to pull up some of Charlamagne's very zesty things that he's done in the past, but we're gonna show y'all the original audio. Hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize it, because if they do, I'm gonna have to pull it out. But basically, hold on, let me see if I find it. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. This the full audio because it's giving me pieces and we need the whole thing. Hold on, here we go, right here. This is the video. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Everybody chill with the caps. When you put the caps, I feel like you yelling at me, okay? Chill, bro. Chill. Chill. Here we go. Another thing I want y'all to tell me too, right? Because I said this at the beginning of the show. For those of you who are just coming in now, answer the poll in the chat, hit the like button. But who is the proper example of masculinity within the black community? And this is why I always say, when it comes to black people, we're not monolithic in our thinking. So think about it. We'll say, and these things can or can't be true. That's why I always say it's two sides to every story. So we'll say, what's the ninja name? Russell Wilson. We'll say Russell Wilson is a simp. Russell Wilson is not an example of masculinity. We'll turn around and say Future, my bad, I got my other hand right here. We'll say Future is not a person we want to be like. All right, I'm using Russell Wilson as Future as an example. Who else? We'll say, who else? I don't even know. ASAP Rocky. I said ASAP Rocky earlier. We'll turn around and say ASAP Rocky, right? ASAP Rocky, whose wife is a billionaire. ASAP Rocky is in an emasculated position because his wife makes more money than him. So who is the proper role model for black men within the community? That's my whole little thing right there. Who's the person? Who's the person? And that's why I say we all just have to disagree to agree. Because yeah, it's not Charlamagne, it's not DJ Envy, but at the same time, is it Dame Dash? It's not Dame Dash in my eyes. Dame Dash is not who I want to be. Now, back in the day, when I was younger, I used to look up to Dame Dash, like not like heavy, but I used to love to watch his old Breakfast Club interview when he first came on. You know, he came with the whole chatty patty and all that kind of thing. You feel me? But as I got older, things changed. So and shout out to the alphabet community. I personally don't care what people do with their own time because I know who I am as a person, but I'm just self-aware because of what I've been through in the past, right? So I know what I like. I know what I don't like. Past that, yeah, I mean, now looking at Dame Dash's mentality, you're supposed to grow. You know, you can be stuck or have your, you know, you could have your foot set in your own morals and principles, but you're supposed to grow as a man, and you're supposed to, you know, or at least how I feel, being a man is a coming of age thing. So you're supposed to change your perspective over time. It's not supposed to stay the same or else you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're going to be stuck in the same place. And that's how I feel that's the whole thing that's going on with this ninja personally right now. Hold on. I'm about to read everybody's comments. Shout out to Joshua. Joshua said, it don't matter. He should admit what he is. And if he's not gay, he should act right. Shout out to Yosef. We're gonna call you Yosef. Yosef said, I agree with Dame. I used to fight a lot growing up. A lot of things have changed in modern culture. I ain't fighting no one. I'd rather pull the sticky out. Like the young crowd, big facts. That's what I'm saying. So I'm a big dude. I'm telling you, I'm a big dude. I got the gloves right there outside. I've been hit by a boxer before. I've been jumped before, all that. Same shit that he was talking about. So I know how to fight. I know how to use my hands, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get hurt. I'm older now. And I'm not saying that like I'm scared of, you know, shooting the fair one, shooting the fade. It's just you get older, shit change. So it's like, why would I fight? Why would I put myself in a position to be in trouble or trick myself out of position now that I'm older and I'm aware, like, look, I'm building something for myself. I got my whole life ahead of me. I don't even like going to the club. And for those of you who are new here, I told y'all the most recent fight, me and my brother almost had to jump somebody because he was looking at me crazy. Cause I think I had said something to his girl when we was in the club, and all I said was, oh, you know, somebody sitting here, and the dude got mad at me cause I said, oh, it's somebody sitting here. So he looking like he want to do something, and me and my brother looking at each other like, man, I hope this dude don't do it cause we gonna do it to him in the club. So I mean, I don't know. And shout out to Joshua. Joshua said, black kids don't need celebrity role models. Bars. And that's where we start to shift the conversation. The conversation becomes, okay, so who should black people look up to? Who should black kids look up to? And that's where we start to peep and we start to peel back. Hey, the people that were put in place for us to look up to may or may not be politically correct. And that's okay. But the people that we needed to look up to weren't the people we were looking up to. So even me as a kid, I only wanted to do music because I seen people that look like me. I wanted to do music, play sports, play ball. I seen people that look like me and they look like they had all the girls on them. They look cool, the chains, all that. Today, I just don't have my golds in my mouth. I ain't got my chain on. Sometimes I wear it. Now I'm a little bit older, so I don't wear it all the time. But yeah, you know, I got caught up in the same system that we all get caught up in where these are the people we look at as role models and these aren't necessarily the people we look at as role models. And I mean, it's just a whole thing because, you know, I feel like they put these people in place on purpose. So even when it comes to the whole alphabet community, shout out to the alphabet community, no disrespect. You know, when it comes to the alphabet community, you know, I've discussed this before. Black people, when it comes to everything that happened after slavery, black people have been put in a sexually androgynous state to where the role in the household, the role with the man, woman, whatever the case may have you, they made it sexually androgynous. So they made it fluid on purpose. So that way people would have a hard time figuring out who they are or where they're supposed to be. Continuing on, when you think about it deeper, they still play the role now. So one thing that I pointed out in my streams before, and I'm not going to say too much because I can't wake everybody up. You feel me? I can't wake everybody up. But one thing I notice is we get bombarded with those messages, but other groups and other communities where there's also gay people or homosexual people or people who have homosexual tendency, they're not bombarded with the same messages. So they don't see people that look like them engaging in those kind of acts, or at least not as it's more prevalent now, but back in the day, like I'm gonna say like a couple years ago, it wasn't happening. Like now they putting it in movies and shit and TV and shit. I don't watch TV no more. I don't watch TV. I watch the old shows. Feel me? So I think a little different. Shout out to Yosef. Yosef said, facts are right too. Cars change clothes. All right, let me let Dame talk. Like I said, y'all know I got diarrhea of the mouth. So I can keep talking about this shit, but I'm gonna let Dame talk. Hold up. Let him say what he has to say because I keep interrupting him. Here we go. 1 second. Y'all bear with me. And it's another thing. And I tell y'all, for those of y'all that are new here, I tell y'all all the time, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm a square. Shout out to the squares. And I was trying to live like a street ninja, trying to be ganging down. Ninja been jumped before. I done jumped people before, changed my ways. And yeah, I mean, like I said, shout out to Dame and Dash, shout out to Dame. But I mean, it's not cool to get an ass whooping, bro. Okay? I gotta say it, bro. And this where I'm saying where the masculinity conversation gets weird because it don't make you more of a man. You feel me? It does not make you more of a man if you turn around and take an ass whooping from 7 people, bro. 10 people, bro. What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking? That's why I laugh. Yo, that's why I laugh, bro. You ninjas are crazy, bro. It don't make sense. Don't take the ass whooping. And he said to Charlamagne, hey, you proud of running away. Gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, in today's day and age, ninja, run away. Yes, live to fight another day. It's the art of war. You can lose the battle, but win the war. I'm not saying be a pussy, but in today's day and age, unfortunately, you have to be a pussy cat. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. You got to be a pussy cat. Don't sit there and get jumped by 7 people. Cause what happens if you get irreversible damage? What happens if you get a brain aneurysm? What happens if one of them ninjas pull out a knife? Don't put yourself in them positions first off. But secondly, if you're in that position, try and de-escalate. And only if you can't de-escalate, yeah, turn up on them ninjas, okay? Turn up. But like I say, don't be sitting there trying to take an ass whooping, bro. It's not the 2000s, bro. It's 2025, bro. Shit done changed, okay? Like for real, bro. For real. That shit, some nut shit, bro. Clown world, ninja. Shout out to Yosef. Yosef said I was jumped by 5 dudes. I went John Wick, LOL. He said, all my white friends were in shock. Last time I went Mega Man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Last time I got jumped, that was recently. I got backdoored by this girl I was fucking with. She knows who she is. And I took the ass whooping, bro. I took the ass whooping because it was just, the setup was just so spectacular, vernacular, okay? Man, the setup was so crazy. I said, damn, they got me. I said, damn, I just seen a bunch of people pull up out the car. I said,
but what the hell? Boy?
I said, oh, shit. When you realize you about to get jumped, you say, oh, shit, that's what this is. Damn. And yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I froze, bro, because I ain't expected to do me dirty like that. But that's how the game go. That's how the game go. You just gotta keep, feel me? You gotta keep moving forward. It is what it is. Shit, I take my L's. I wear my L's now because you gotta take L's to get these W's. You dig? But yeah, bro. Hey, bro. Yeah, after that, I realized I wasn't a gangster, bro. I wasn't a gangster. I realized I wasn't a gangster. Yeah. That shit, that's how the shit go, bro. Like I said, gentlemen, don't put yourself in these positions. Let's let Damon finish what he had to say. Here we go.
Yeah. I'd rather get my ass.
Bars. Now that was bars right here. Shout out to my moderator. Shout out to Ayo. Shout out to Ayo, but that was bars right there. But my whole thing is, it's tough because like I said, when you're trying to garner attention, you have to turn around and not per se be feminine, but you gotta talk about gossip shit. So for example, for those of you who are new here, first off, I don't even know how many people in the chat room, but hit the like button, answer the poll, and just shout out to everybody in here. But look, bruh, when I first start doing this, what was I talking about? I was talking about motivational Mondays. We're going to bring that back. Course correction on Wednesdays and all that shit. And I was garnering attention. I only started garnering real attention when I start talking about gossip shit. So once I start talking about celebrity gossip and I niche down, that's when people start coming to the show, start seeing what's popping off. My show start doing 1,000, 2,000. And this ain't even real gossip, because if I wanted to, I could take it back to the hood and talk about gossip that go on in the streets, because the streets talk. not the internet streets. I'm talking about the real streets. All I got to do is go talk to people, do in real life streams and shit like that. But yeah, so that's where I'm like, Dame is being somewhat disingenuous because he knows how the game goes, because he was trying to do music himself and he's still doing music. So even then, Charlamagne got on when Wendy Williams gave him that chance. And I know this because I actually read Charlamagne's books way back when, but Charlamagne actually started as a rapper. For people who don't know his story, Charlamagne started as a rapper. So you're saying it as if he wanted to do radio. No, he started as a rapper and then he made that shift. I forgot what happened specifically, but I read both his books. I know he has a couple more out now. You know, I was reading about, you know, just people I used to look up to back in the day when I used to really listen to the Breakfast Club and shit. I'm like, damn, let me check out this ninja book. So yeah, he started as a rapper and I forgot what his rap name was. It was something, I can't remember his rap name. It was some weird shit. What was his rap name? I can't remember. It was some corny shit. Some corny shit. No hate to Charlamagne. Shout out to Charlamagne. What was his name? Damn, I can't remember his name, but he used to talk about it. Oh, Van Winkle? Something Van Winkle. His rap name was something Van Winkle, if I'm not mistaken. And then he stopped rapping and shit. Shout out to Yosef. He said, I make music and I watch gossip content all day, LOL. Music is boring as fuck. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So look, if I had turned around and stuck to the music and just talking about music all day, nobody would be here. So I talk about the gossip because the shit's funny. It's funny, it's cool, people want to talk about it. It is what it is, and it's fleeting. The emotions, the moment is fleeting. But yeah, so Charlamagne didn't start in radio. Charlamagne started he started making music. He was something Van Winkle. I can't remember his name though. But yeah, it's like I said, bro. I understand where Damon is coming from, Mr. Dash. I just feel like, you know, maybe it's a New York thing. And shout out to everybody in New York that watch me. It's crazy because, you know, I do music and yeah, I had got a deal before. My deal was based out of New York. I guess they like very provocative stuff. I'm very provocative, but yeah, I don't know, bro. Sometimes the way y'all talk, bro, it's like it's fighting words like the whole time, and it's cool, but it's like you gotta kind of watch your approach. I guess that's why they say New York people are like Miami people like Cali people. I don't know. Here we go.
Need to be worried about girls.
What the hell? Oh my God! You need to leave.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna pull up some of Charlamagne's homosexual moments, and shout out to the Alphabet people. Don't send the Goonies after me. And yeah, them Alphabet people will beat you up, guys. If you didn't know, they know how to fight. Let me see. Where is TikTok? We're gonna go to TikTok. Let us know what you think in the comment section, people, and hit the like button and answer the poll. Let me see. TikTok. And like I said, we all can disagree to agree. Shout out to Joshua because Joshua
Jackson,
felt.
What would you say to all your fans that have dreamed?
Joshua felt very strongly about everything that was being said. And I'm not saying that throwing shade. I'm saying like, yeah. And I understand where he's coming from because, you know, I used to feel a certain way until I realized, you know, I feel like when it comes to the black community, the reason why the black community is in the current state of affairs that it's in is because people are not monolithic in their thinking. There are some people who are on code with each other. There are some people who are not. And shout out to the rest of the communities. I'm just saying in general, or at least in the American black community. And I feel like, what it really comes down to is everybody wants to be like their oppressor. Yeah, I said it. You need to leave. They want to feel the power of their oppressors. So everybody wants to be colonizers now. That's my whole thing that I see on social media and everything that's going on. And take that with a grain of salt. Like I said, I make music. I'm very poetic when I speak. But everybody wants to be a colonizer now, and that's the problem. And I'm not just saying black people. I'm saying all people. And that's why we're in this current state of affairs that we're in. So everybody's in this idea of I need to be better than everybody, but not from a positive standpoint in terms of competing, from a negative standpoint in terms of these people are below me and shit like that. But I digress. Let's see. Charlamagne. Let's see. Charlamagne being, hold up. All right, let's see here. What's going on here? Cause do you guys remember the old Charlamagne? This the old Charlamagne.
Hey, you know what? Let me get a splash before I cheers you, cause I gotta drop in a little.
Okay.
Here.
This the old Charlamagne.
No disrespect, but I didn't know you had ass.
Oh my! Don't look in the
She's
camera.
a married.
What's wrong with you?
My fault. I'm talking.
Yeah, so this the old Charlamagne. Is that politically correct? Cause that was a bit extreme. Let's see what else. Let me see. Why is it showing me Mariah Carey? Oh, it said being a menace to Mariah. What? Come on now. Charlamagne being gay. Let's see. Hold on.
Do you know this? Us gays love you.
I tell no.
I know the kids love me. They call me. They say I'm trade.
Trade.
What the hell?
Hold on.
God, no way, yeah.
Run that back. Hold up. I had to put the volume up. All right. Hold up.
Do you know this? Do you know this? Us gays love you.
I tell no.
I know the kids love me. They call me. They say I'm trade.
Do you know this?
My bad, y'all. Hold on.
And what else they said, Carlos?
And let us know what you think in the comment section. Here we go.
What?
They say he trade. He think. What else
Do you
they
know what
say?
trade means?
No, but it's flattering. I
Trade
think.
is clock it. Trade is a black masculine, well, not black, a masculine man that looks like this. You know, with your basketball shorts and t-shirt and everything.
Yeah, it's like very like, ooh, what's
Yes,
up?
we like short brown and round over here.
That's what I was waiting for you to say. They be like, he's so round, he's so thick. I be like, can y'all stop?
Oh my God!
I was telling you about that time I was walking out of Viacom in 50.
What happened?
I was walking out of Viacom. It was about 4 brothers, right? I didn't even pay no attention. I'm walking, right? So I'm minding my business. All I hear is, Charlamagne, don't you walk over here. Don't you walk past us with all that ass and not say nothing. I'm like, what?
What the hell? Oh my God, no way, yeah.
I beg your finest pardon. I beg your finest pardon. Hey, man. Hey. I mean, here we go.
Yes! We love it. Sorry.
And he was big blushing too.
He was?
I went back.
All right,
This ninja say he went back, ninja.
What the hell?
That ninja say he went back.
Oh my God, no way, yeah.
Let me see.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah. So this where Joshua was right. Shout out to Joshua. Joshua was right in the sense that, Charlamagne is not necessarily the poster boy or man, big pause, for masculinity. Shout out to Yosef. Yosef says, so it's normalized for gays to sexualize straight masculine males. LOL. That's satanic. Yeah, I mean, hey, bro. It's tough. See, the reason why it's tough for me in the sense of, it's like, bro, so think about it. Gentlemen, pull up to the front of the club, please, form a circle. Ladies, if you're in here, put a 1 in the chat. Shout out to the ladies. My whole thing is this, is like, bro, so if, I'm not saying I like this, but I'm saying in general, if you like to see girls kissing, right? If you like to see girls kissing,
You need to leave.
or if you want to engage in a threesome with 2 women, right? Right? This is, follow me. It's like, can you be mad at the other, the other side of that spectrum? So like me personally, I'm not saying that I would like that, but if it was to happen, I wouldn't be angry or feel a kind of way if I see 2 girls kiss. Well, it depends. But I digress. But yeah. So that's my whole thing. It's like, now I don't want to see 2 men kiss and shit like that. I'm good. I don't want to see that. And shout out to Dave, them, and Zim Zur and the rest of them ninjas, right? Shout out to all of them. I don't want to see that. But what I will say is, if I want to see 2 girls kiss, theoretically, I can't be mad at the other side of that spectrum. Now, like I said, I don't want to see it, and don't pull up on me about it. But yeah, I mean, it's tough, bro. It's tough. When it comes to Charlamagne, though, and masculinity, because that was the main topic. When it comes to masculinity, Charlamagne is not the pinnacle of masculinity for black men. But my question is, right? My next question is, did Charlamagne say that he wanted to be the pinnacle of masculinity for black men? And that's where I'm like, okay, we got to draw the line here, because I'm pretty sure he never said he wanted to be the role model of masculinity for black men. And like I said, I mean, in his case, from what I remember, I believe he has all daughters. He's around women a lot. And I mean, when you're around women a lot, you tend to, I'm not going to say you tend to get more feminine. I'm not a doctor, but things happen where you're more in tune with your feminine side. That's just natural. If you have a bunch of sisters, you're aware of your feminine side more. So for example, with me, I only come off masculine like that because, and I mean, I am masculine, but I'm saying the reason why I'm masculine is I was raised by my dad, my uncle, my brother. Shout out to my stepmama and shout out to the women in my life, my grandmom, my auntie, all of them. Shout out to all of them. But I'm saying, it was all boys, like my brothers, my brother, my cousins, which were like my brothers. That's how we came up. It was all of us as guys. So, I mean, you know, that's why I'm very masculine, right? I'm very masculine. I'm in tune with my feminine side from having girlfriends and having women that I've dealt with over time. But, you know, that's just how it was. But here we go. We got some more.
That's true, though.
That's different now. Come on.
The last time I attempted to do that, just it went so.
That's
What? Hold on.
Brunch on Sundays, that shit is relatable.
And Ben Gay is, you know what I'm saying, still out here. So yeah.
Who?
Ben Gay.
Okay. I don't know who Ben is and why he's gay, but
No, the stuff for the
oh, the cream.
yeah.
Oh,
They wanna
I
just
thought
say
you was a
y'all.
rapper that you was listening to. I don't know, bro.
Wait, what is beignet for?
It's for the
You don't know what Ben Gay is?
Ben Gay is make your beard be like dark.
Man, we old as shit.
Wait, what? You put it on your beard?
What's a black?
What are these people talking about, bro? Bro.
You need to leave.
Isn't Ben Gay like icy hot?
Stuff?
You mean hair dye?
What's the black stuff called? Not called Ben Gay?
You really don't know what Ben Gay is, yo?
No. He's talking about
Yeah,
Beijing.
we getting old. We getting old.
Oh, Beijing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we getting old. Goddamn. We getting old.
That's what I'm like, why you putting Ben Gay on your beard, yo?
I'm over here saying he fucking with Nyla because Nyla don't know what Ben Gay is. Beijing, man.
Beijing then.
Hold on. I'm trying to find more moments. Hold on. Let me see. I guess they scraped all the moments.
Yeah. This guy's a one-trick pony over here.
Hold on. Let me see. I don't see any moments.
Yes, sir. I want to start this shit off straight, telling all three.
Hold on.
It's three sexual orientations out here. It's gay, straight, and Drake. And Drake is just a whole different type of breed. It don't got nothing to do with nothing other than he's just a different type of breed, man. Drake's used to people laughing at him and talking about him behind his back from high school. So that was the who's laughing at me post. I hear y'all laughing at me. Y'all supposed to be my friends. I think Drake can rap. You know what I'm saying? I think he can rap. He's a dope rapper. But I hate when he sings. And I just think personally he's a corny guy.
Get in the car the next morning.
All right, man. I can't find any more, but like I said, we'll let you guys hear that clip one more time. Let us know what you think in the comment section, then we're going to call it a day. Here we go. And gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, I mean, I understand the whole, you know, I don't like to be interrupted and shit like that. Gentlemen, like I said, if somebody has the power to move you with their words to where you put hands on them, you're weak-minded. You're weak-minded. You are weak-minded because, like I said, there's a time and place for everything. So, for example, if somebody interrupts you, let's say you go to your job. Let's say your boss interrupts you because Dame loves to refer to his boss. You go to your job and your boss interrupts you. Are you going to fuck him up? So let's say you from the streets. So you from the streets and somebody interrupt you while you talking. Hey, excuse me. You can't say, hey, excuse me, bro. I was talking. You feel me? You gonna fuck him up?
But what the hell?
That makes no sense, bro. Please do not follow that sentiment. Don't follow that sentiment. Here we go. Just fucking with him. That's how I feel past that. Yeah, bro. Like I said, gentlemen, you're allowed to have your morals and principles that you stand on, but as a man, you're supposed to develop a new perspective over time. So there's certain things you stand on. For example, me personally, if applicable, you know, I never off nobody, right? I never put nobody in the dirt if applicable. I'm not that type of dude. Even now, I don't want to fight unless I have to. If I do fight, you know, in my head, I got to knock a ninja out cold. Because if I don't, I feel like he's going to try and harm me. You know, shit like that. These are principles that you stand on. Over time, it's going to be, like Yosef said earlier, yeah, we ain't finna scrap. You know, I'm going to keep the blicky on me. I'm going to keep the Glockiana on me in case I got to do what it does. And that's just how the game goes. So like I said, I'm saying that to say, as a man, your perspective is supposed to shift over time. You have principles you stand on. But like I said, with Dame, shout out to Dame. I respect him as a man and what he believes in. But past that, it's just a certain way you got to talk to people, bro. Besides how you feel about whatever they do, whatever they don't do, you can't turn around and turn up on people. That's not normal, bro. Like, y'all niggas have never convinced me that's normal. For you to turn up on somebody and go ham because whatever they do. Now, like I said, I understand agendas being pushed, but I'm always going to say this. And shout out to my white brothers and sisters. I got to use guys as the example. My example is this. Why don't you have the same energy for your male and female counterparts of other ethnicities? I always say that, bro, because we seem to have this energy with each other, but none of you ninjas have this energy for your male and female counterparts of a lighter complexion. And that's why when y'all ninjas be speaking sometimes, I look at y'all like this.
Boy, what the hell, boy?
I'm like, what the fuck y'all talking about, bro? Excuse my French, but I'm like, what the fuck y'all talking about? Y'all not making sense. Shout out to Yosef. He said America was built off of killing people and stealing their land. And pretty much that keeps repeating. Exactly. So like I said, if that's what's going on, why don't y'all have the same energy for the people in power? But you don't. So that's where I'm saying where ninjas know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. So even Dame, right? Dame Dash, shout out to Dame Dash. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the ninja that's going to do it to him. Because there's some grown ninjas, there's some old OGs out here that'll really give you a two-piece. You know, they give you the two-piece combo. But what I am saying is, people know who to say certain things to and who not to say certain things to. And that's where I say Damon Dash was being very disingenuous because, you know, he addressed it on the platform and that's cool. But I personally don't think he would have had that much animosity behind closed doors. Because, and when I say behind closed doors, I mean off camera. Because I'm pretty sure off camera, Charlamagne would have let him know, yo, to be honest, don't disrespect me as a man, regardless of whatever his sexual orientation is. You got to be careful how you approach people. It don't matter. Like even me, there's certain situations I may or may not have been in where if you disrespect me as a man, yeah, we got to put the gloves on and we got to square up. I don't care if I get my ass whooped. And the reason why is so you going to learn, hey, next time, let me not approach somebody like that, because if I approach somebody like that, they might turn around and try and check my jaw. You feel me? But besides the point, let's continue. Hold on.
I think you really gotta
be the dead horse. That's the main thing. I don't want to touch on the other stuff because y'all know how you know when you get monetized on YouTube, they watching you. I'm hoping they don't turn around and copyright everything and then we remove everything that was said and it's just a mute video of me watching and saying whatever I said, because that would really suck. Hey man, man. That's it for tonight's show, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section, man. My main thing is this. Like I said, when it comes to masculinity, gentlemen, I want y'all to put in the chat on a playback. I might drop this on the playback. I'm going to drop this on the playback, actually. Put in the chat who is the man that we all look up to. And I'm talking to my ninja. Shout out to the black men. I'm talking to y'all because that was what today's subject was about. And shout out to everybody else. But who is the pinnacle of masculinity that we're looking to for reference here, you know? And I've said this before, and I'm not the only person to say this because, you know, like guys, we don't really have much role models, right? Other than if you want to be a ball player or a rapper or whatever, you don't have much role models. Ninja got He-Man and shit and Batman Ninja. That's what I want to be. I want to be Batman in my head or motherfucking excuse my French, Red X. I'll be Red X or something. I don't want to be none of these ninjas out here in the real world. Shout out to my dad and my uncle. When I was younger, I used to look up to my dad and my uncle. Then I got older and I realized, hey, you know, they do what they do and they're their own men. I want to be my own man. Shout out to Yosef. Yosef said Morgan Freeman. Okay, shout out to Morgan Freeman. But you got to remember, unless you actually know Morgan Freeman as the person, you look up to Morgan Freeman, the actor. And that's where we got to make the fine line. And that's why I've said this before on my streams. I said, you know, we got to kind of decide whether or not we're going to separate the artist from his work. Because there's Morgan Freeman, the actor, and acting is a form of art, by the way, people. So Morgan Freeman, the artist / actor, and then there's Morgan Freeman, the man at home. I don't know Morgan Freeman personally. I don't study him like that. Because at the same time, I would say Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington would be another one. I like the actor Denzel Washington. Even Will Smith, before Will Smith turned around and slapped Chris Rock, because that was a stain on his legacy. But before that, Will Smith was the ideal person. But like I said, not Will Smith the dad or Will Smith the father, Will Smith the husband. It was Will Smith the actor. And that's where I'm saying where we don't really have an actual perception of who's masculine. And even when I think to other communities, I mean, I don't know too much about the other communities and other groups of people. There is no men in those communities who I look up to. Shout out to Yosef. He said I was gonna say Denzel. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we're seeing interpretations of people, and that's why. And I told y'all before, being a man is a coming of age thing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Because what ends up happening, like, I'm gonna use me as the example, then we're gonna get up on out of here because I got to get to the gym. I remember when I first was a man. When I first thought I was a man was when I was like 18. I was emulating, you know, the positive and negative qualities that I seen with the men who were in my life, and at the same time, what I seen on TV, what I seen in movies. You feel me? Boys in the Hood, like what's the not Loving Basketball? What's the one with Jody? With Jody, I can't even remember right now because I've been talking all day. But yeah, you know, girls used to call me baby boy. So I'm sitting here walking around with a tank top trying to be Jody, Ninja. Ninja sitting here trying to be Jody. So like I said, that first stage of me being a man was trying to emulate other men and take the qualities from those men to make myself into a certain kind of dude. And that wasn't right, because at the same time I took the positive qualities, I took the negative qualities. You can't do that. So like I said, at some point in time, revelation happened. I said, oh, this is not the kind of person I want to be. I got to switch up. Then I'm trying to be a thug. You know, I'm doing the music, and then I'm trying to represent the thug image for my music. I'm like, okay, I could do the thug image. I could use a pimp image. I'm trying to be a thug, and I'm like, yo, I'm not even a thug. I don't have to be a thug. I look tough already. You know, the people. I look menacing. Not menacing, but what's the correct terminology? I forgot what they say. I look a bit menacing, you know, when I put my serious face on. But yeah, so, you know, I had to realize and I had to change, and that's where I'm saying where you can have your morals and principles, but you're going to change perspective over time. Now where I'm at now in my life, I'm more self-aware as to who I am, what I like, what I don't like. I'm in that space where I'm building my life, and, you know, I want to try new things. I want to travel. It's certain shit that I like to do that I know from past experiences that I had, even with jobs. I used to do security, Louis Vuitton, Facebook, crowd control at the mall. I've had a lot of jobs, Sears, Best Buy, computer section. When Dixie, I was a bag boy. I've been a truck driver before. So like I said, being a man is a coming of age thing. You'll start to understand it as you get older and older, but it's a self-aware kind of thing. You have to figure out who you are, what you like and don't like, and what you stand for. It's not a one size fits all, because if every man was the same, like I said, we all be clones. Hey man, say man, that's it for today's show, man. And shout out to Yosef. Yosef said whites don't got that many other men to look up to too. Look at Joe Rogan, and that's what I'm saying. So as men, we don't really have any pinnacle of masculinity to look up to. All we know is discipline, gym. We know discipline. We know the gym. We know take care of yourself as a man. That's it. Shout out to Yosef. He said you need to go to Japan. That's where I'm trying to move to, or Germany. Hey, shout out to you, bro. Me personally, I like it in America. I've traveled before, so I've been to like Mexico, I've been to Puerto Rico, I've been to the islands, I've been to a lot of different places. I want to travel some more. I haven't been to Germany or Japan yet. I might go see what it's about, but I don't know how to feel. I don't know if they like people my complexion out there. Hey man, like I said, that's it for tonight's show. Let us know what you think in the comment section. We putting the clothes up soon. I'm gonna have y'all dripped out soon. I'm gonna get y'all some fits and shit that y'all can wear. Y'all go fuck with the clothes. Past that, we got the membership set up. Shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the resistance. You are the core. Shout out to the Adams and shout out to the Eves. I'm back in here tomorrow, man. Deuces. Yes, sir.